everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the lovely weather, the lovely sunshine we've been having in the UK recently. It was lovely until there was a thunderstorm the other day, and it actually meant that our flights to Greece got cancelled because of this thunderstorm. So that's not ideal, but anyway, we'll go again soon. In today's video, it's going to be a bit of a chatty one. It's going to be a little drive with me to talk about some things because there's a lot of hate for this car that I'm sat in right now for several reasons, and I'm going to go into that in a minute. But we are making the most of the weather. We are heading over to a place called Pick Your Own on a farm called Roundstone Farm. I'm going to close the sunroof if that's better. I might get better lighting now. I do feel like this car is the perfect car to take to a farm, and I feel like they've also become more like popular since Clarkson's farm. I think they're a bit more desirable now actually, but I'm not talking about that in this video. I'm talking about the hatred. A nice positive video for you all today. We're going to do some strawberry picking. Our little boy is now walking, so we're going to walk around, eat loads of strawberries. I don't know if I'm actually going to film any of that in this video, but I'm going to film driving there and have a little chat with you guys. But firstly, I need to hop out of this car because it's absolutely boiling. We've got another problem, of course, and that's to do with the aircon, but I want to tell you outside because I'm just way too hot to be sat in here right now. Yeah, so rather annoyingly, we've got an aircon problem right as we hit into this like heat wave weather in the UK, and I don't know what it is. So we've had the air conditioning once before, and then we had it again recently because it wasn't working properly. So the fans will come on, you press the AC button and it actually gets hotter than before. It's like blowing out hot air. It's not even just air, it's literally blowing out warm air. There's no iciness in it whatsoever. It's literally not working. And we thought that the conditioning might fix it, and it fixed it for like a few days, and then it's gone back to normal. The coolant is fully topped up. I've been doing some reading and trying to figure out what the problem is, but I haven't been too successful yet. So if anyone's got any advice on what it might be, we might end up just taking it to a garage, but I always like to ask you guys because I feel like someone always knows, someone always has the answer that I'm looking for. So if you can work your magic and figure it out for me through a computer screen or a phone screen, that would be amazing, and let me know in the comments. So we're currently having to like drive along with the windows down in order to not get too hot, which is a little bit annoying, but we are still going to take this car today because it's way more appropriate than this car. Got the two cars here. Yes, we're gonna hop in now and head over, and I'm going to talk to you a bit more about the title of the video because yeah, there's like 3 parts to it. I'll go into it in a second. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse the wind noise. Like I said, the aircon's not working. I haven't even bothered turning it on because it blows out hot air, so it might be a little bit windy, but I'll just speak loudly to hopefully compensate for that. So yeah, the first thing I was going to talk about was I've noticed that the nicer the car you drive, the more people seem to hate you on the road. And I think people that are into cars and can appreciate nice cars are nice to you. When I used to drive my mum's Nissan Micra, 1996, dark green Nissan Micra, beautiful car, beautiful specimen, people used to let me go all the time. I would never ever struggle to get out anywhere, but where we live, we've got a road that's very busy near us and you have to pull out often onto it. It takes me like a good few minutes to be let go. No one lets me go in this, no one lets me go in the BMW, and people just don't like big cars, do they? Unless you're into big cars, then there's like a little fan base for it and you sort of respect each other. But it seems to be this thing where like the worse car you've got, the nicer people are to you. Who knows why. The second group of people that hate this car are half my audience. I would say that about half the comments on these videos are, why don't you get a Toyota Land Cruiser? Why don't you get something else? Why don't you get a Mitsubishi? Well, John, sorry if your name's John, I'm not actually calling you out, it's the first name that came to my head. I don't want a Mitsubishi and I don't want a Toyota, but I do seem to get a lot of people that get rather frustrated in every single video I post because I'm constantly telling you how much I've spent on the car and how much has gone wrong with it. Yeah, I think people get a bit wound up on this channel because it does feel like there's always something happening, and there is always something happening. I can't seem to avoid the drama with this car, but it does make for good content, so swings and roundabouts. I think there's a general, if you're not a Land Rover, Range Rover fan, owner, dream to be an owner, plan to be an owner in the future, I think people think that it's a bit of a joke how often they go wrong, but it is a massive joke, to be honest. It's not until you're in like the club of driving them that you get it, and it's like, oh, that's why you spend so much money on it. It really is something that they're just known to go wrong. Every time you mention that you've got one, it's like, oh yeah, they're not very reliable, are they? Or you don't want to drive far in that, you're going to need to get some breakdown cover, la la la. But I do still stand by the fact that you're getting to drive an £80,000 car for £7,000. plus a few extra thousand for repairs every year. I wouldn't get to buy a brand new car for £80,000 outright right now. So you're getting this amazing experience despite the things going wrong. But you guys know how I feel about this car. I think most of you get it, half of you get it. I had the whole time from you walking there to here to think of something to say, and you got here and it didn't come to me, so I'm not going to pretend and edit it differently. This video is actually quite hard for me to make because you know how much I love this car, and talking about the things I hate is quite painful. I was actually, had a call from Harry and Jeremy the other day. We had like a group chat thing. They pressed video call, we had a little chat. They invited me to come and film a video with them, but it was a bit far, wasn't it? The Cotswolds. I'm over in Worthing, so couldn't make it. We were gonna like line the 3 cars up, compare the L322s. I think next time maybe, but they still filmed the video, you can go and watch it, but yeah. Those people talking about repairs do have a point though. I do spend an awful lot of time in car garages or sat by the side of the road waiting for the AA to arrive to come and fix my car. And when I'm waiting at the side of the road, I do need things to do. I do need things to keep me occupied and not just staring into the abyss. I like to read magazines, but I've kind of used up all the storage space in this car, so instead, I use my phone. That's right guys, this video is sponsored by Readly. They are an app you get on your phone with a subscription to unlock a lot of different magazines from pretty much any genre you can think of. I was reading an article in the Octane magazine on the app the other day, and they were actually talking about, it was a short review on an L322. They were talking about actually a 4.4 litre V8, which this is a 3.6, and it kind of made me excited by the idea of a possible purchase of a 4.4 in the future because of how highly they rate it. But what they did say, which surprised me, was something about how the handling isn't actually very good in these cars compared to the L405. I've never driven an L405, so I'd be very interested to see if I found this was bad handling after comparing it, because I don't really have anything to compare it to apart from our BMW, which obviously has impeccable handling. And I just think because this car is so much higher off the road, I don't expect it to have good handling. So I'm kind of interested in the idea of driving an L405, but also the L322 and a 4.4 litre. I don't know, it just sparked some ideas in my head. You guys know we travel a lot, so the Readly app actually has offline reading, so you can download the articles and read them without any internet access. And of course, like I mentioned, you're saving paper and storage space, not having to have physical magazines with you all the time. Traveling with a baby, although this is a big car, we do run out of space very quickly, so not having to think about packing things like big books and magazines and extra paper, being paperless is definitely a huge pro. And the app is, as you can see, super easy to navigate, and you don't have to pick one magazine. You can just open up to everything. If you start reading and you think, I don't really like this, you can just pick the next one. So there is a 2-month free trial if you click the link down below, and you get a better deal down there than if you just head straight over to the website on your own. So I'd highly recommend checking that out, and you can cancel anytime. So thanks to Readly for sponsoring this video. I'm now going to talk to you about the third point, which is the most frustrating person to hate this car. It's me. I don't hate this car, but I struggle with it because I'm so torn. We've got the luxury of a brand new BMW that's under warranty, that doesn't ever go wrong, touch wood. I really rely on it, and if it's a journey that I have to make, and I know I have to make, I'm very much more inclined to take it. But I prefer this. I prefer the L322, and it's so love-hate because there's always things going wrong. I'm spending so much money on it. People get frustrated because the car was £7,000 to buy, and I've probably spent about that on repairs. So people are spending more than the car is worth on repairing the car, and it's just stupid. It doesn't add up. That is not good maths. That is not a good equation to be making financially. It makes zero sense, like really thinking about it. If someone said to me, you're gonna buy a car and spend the same amount on it than it is worth, and it's not gonna be worth more for doing the things you spent on it, so it's not a very good investment, I'd say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm really good with my money. That's not a good decision. I'm not gonna do that. But here we are a year later, sat in a car that's got no aircon working, but I can't stop thinking about it. Just to clarify, it's not quite the amount that we spent on it that it's worth, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna get there at some point. We are already into several thousand, but it's just odd because it's like the love to hate thing. It's something about you wants to keep it going. It's like, I don't think I could let go of this car unless there was one that could quickly replace it to fill the hole. I think this is something that I'm always going to need in my life now, a car that's this car or similar to this car, a variation of this car, because without it, I don't know, it's like a second child of ours, isn't it? Actually, on the Readly magazine, the Octane magazine I was reading earlier, there was the 4.4 litre was this beautiful, it's actually this kind of colour, like a dark green. I can't remember what the actual colour name is called, but like almost like a British racing green, super shiny and metallic, and it had the tan interior with all the like wooden dash and stuff, and it was the most like countryside-y thing I've ever seen, and that would be such a nice variation of this car, such a nice one to go to next. I mean, I don't love the black interior, to be honest. I think it's quite like typical and boring. So I think if we did go for another one in the future, I think I would love to try something like that out. But yeah, for now, I'm going to continue to be annoyed at this car every day, but continue to want to keep it every day. I don't know, it's like an addiction. I don't know what this is. Something's happened to me. But let me know in the comments if anyone can relate. Please make me feel less bad about it. Please tell me that you spent more than me on it and that you're not going to give it up, because I can't be the only one. But I think we're going to end this video off here. Hope you enjoyed it today. We've got some trips planned in this car in the near future, and some changes we want to make. We've been traveling a lot actually recently, so we've kind of put a pause on a lot of the projects, like the wheels and the tyres and things. All these things we still want to do. The side steps we need to sort out. Yeah, we want to get the refurb done on the wheels because they're looking worse by the day. We're going to do a deep clean, a machine polish, get all these like scuffs and little scratches out. George insists on driving into trees most of the time, so it's full of scratches now. Yeah, so lots to come. And I hope you enjoy this channel still and enjoy watching it. It's not as regular as I'd like it to be, but I'm working on it. There's plans in place. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you very soon in the next Lucy on Cars. Goodbye.